The person who hurt you the most wasn't a stranger. It was someone you made space for. Someone you lowered your walls for. Someone you trusted with the quieter parts of yourself. And one day, they used that trust. Like it meant nothing. That's betrayal. And almost every one of us has felt it. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Driving through quiet roads like this one. There's something about movement that makes the hard things easier to look at. Sunlight through trees, gentle road. When you're still, pain feels like a wall. When you're moving, it feels more like weather. Something passing through. And betrayal. Betrayal is its own kind of weather. It arrives without warning. And it changes everything after it. We think betrayal is about the action, the lie, the secret, the leaving, but that's not really what breaks us. Long straight road, open sky. What breaks us is the realization, the moment we understand, that the version of this person we believed in wasn't entirely real. We didn't just lose them. We lost the story we were living inside. And that is a very specific kind of grief. One that doesn't have a name, but you know exactly what it feels like. Stay with me here, because what I'm about to say might sound strange at first, but I think betrayal teaches us something that nothing else in life can. Not books, not advice, not even love, at its best. Something only the breaking can show you. Here's what psychology tells us, and what our own body already knows. Trust is not just emotional, it's biological. When we trust someone, our nervous system relaxes around them. We stop scanning for danger. We breathe differently near them. So when they betray us, our body doesn't just feel sad. It feels confused. It goes back on high alert. The mind says, if I was wrong about them, who else am I wrong about? That question is exhausting, and it follows you everywhere for a while. Now, here's something I find quietly fascinating. Men and women don't always carry betrayal the same way. Not because one is stronger, but because we are taught differently. What to do with pain. Many men are taught to convert pain into anger. Anger feels like control. So they move fast, cut off, shut down, go cold. Women are often taught to stay with the feeling, to ask why, to look inward first, which can be a gift. But it can also become a prison. If we keep asking, what did I do wrong? When sometimes, the honest answer is, nothing. Let me ask you something real. After you were betrayed, did you find yourself becoming smaller, more careful, more guarded, slower to laugh, slower to let anyone in? Most of us do. And for a while, that makes sense. But only for a while. Here's the pattern nobody talks about. When someone breaks our trust, we don't just guard against them anymore. We start guarding against everyone. We test people without telling them we're testing. We wait for the moment they'll disappoint us. And sometimes we find it. Not because it was always there, but because we were looking so hard. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. I call it the ghost of someone who hurt you, living rent-free in every new relationship. That's the real cost of betrayal. Not just what it did to the past, but what it quietly does to the future. So here is the question I keep returning to. On roads like this one, why do we trust at all? Knowing it might end like this. Knowing that people are complicated. That they carry their own wounds. That sometimes those wounds make them do things they cannot even fully explain. Why do we still open the door? Because we are wired for connection. Not as a choice, as a need. As fundamental as air. And that means vulnerability. Isn't the mistake. It's the whole point. I want you to hold this thought. For the rest of this drive, the fact that you trusted someone, and they broke it, that says something about you. Not about your weakness. About your courage. Because most people who've been burned before still chose to try again. That is not naivety. That is one of the bravest things a human can do. Now, let's talk about the other side. The person who betrayed you. I'm not here to defend them, but I think understanding them is the only way you get your peace back. Nobody wakes up and decides, today I will destroy someone's trust. Most betrayal comes from people who are running from something. Fear, shame, a version of themselves they haven't looked at honestly yet. Their action was about them, their unresolved, unexamined inner world. You were not the cause. You were, painfully, the consequence. So, what do we do with all of this? Not forgiveness in the way people rush to say it. Not, it's okay. Not, I understand. But something quieter. A decision. The decision that this person's choices will not become your permanent weather. That their inability to be honest will not become your reason to stop being open at the chapter they are in your story. However painful, does not get to write the rest of it. That is not weakness. That is reclaiming the pen. Almost there, but I want to say one more thing, and this one is important. If you are someone sitting with fresh betrayal right now, if it still stings when you wake up in the morning, please don't rush yourself. There is no schedule for this. Grief moves at its own speed, and betrayal is grief. Don't let anyone, including yourself, hurry you out of it before you're ready. Here is the strange thing about betrayal, and I mean strange in the best way. It is one of the clearest mirrors life hands us. It shows us what we valued, what we were willing to build, what kind of love we were capable of giving. Because you cannot be betrayed by something you didn't care about. The pain is proof of the investment, proof that you showed up fully, proof that you were real, even when the other person wasn't. And that matters. Even when it hurts, that matters. As I reach the end of this road, I keep thinking about what we carry. We carry the memories of people who no longer deserve space in us. We carry questions that will never get answers. We carry the version of ourselves that existed before the betrayal, and quietly grieve for her sometimes. But we also carry something else, a kind of knowing, a quiet, hard-earned understanding of what we will and won't accept, of what real trust feels like. Because we know what fake trust felt like. That clarity, nobody gives you that. Life extracts it from you, through exactly this kind of pain. So if betrayal found you, know this: you are not broken. You are not too trusting. You are not foolish for having loved someone who turned out to be less than what they showed you. You are simply human, and the most human thing we do is keep going, keep driving, keep choosing connection, keep being the kind of person who still believes that the right people, the ones who deserve your trust, are somewhere ahead on this road. They are. Keep going. If this drive meant something to you, share it with someone who might need it today, not because they asked for it, but because sometimes the right words find us through someone else's hands. And if you want to keep exploring these quiet corners of the human mind with me, stay on this road. There is more ahead.